yeah. Um, yeah. In the next clip, I'm about to give a lot more insight, but I will say that my spacebar has been a little bit um, uh could use a bit work. I think it sounds a little bit I almost got it fine. I think I just need to balance it a bit, and the spacebar's been fricked, man. But yeah, completely stock. um do I have any more like I actually recording this after I recorded the clip you're about to see, but I really have nothing really else to add from future me. But yeah, this is my work setup. As you see, you know, people edit the text in front of me. I don't need to edit the text because I have it just right here. But yeah, um, I'm doing this, so I'm doing two separate because I kind of want to have a nice example. This is my phone camera. In the next clip, it'll be my proper microphone. Um, yeah, that's really it. Yeah. Um, that's it from current me. Say yeah. Now listen to future me. Yeah. All right. New Gary desk. Holy shit. Never seen before angle of Gary's desk. As you can see, it's still very messy. Um, seems like many people always ask me about my socks, and it's because of my desk. As you see, there's angles here and like here. If I had both my hands here, it just kind of I just have my socks there, so it's kind of like a wrist rest kind of, but it's kind of saving my like actual wrist and my forearms. Um, so Novel Keys creams, completely stock. I got them from AliExpress. Um, I guess yeah, even though AliExpress yada yada, they are legit, or pretty 100%. I'm pretty sure there isn't no like fake that are marketed as kale novelty creams that are fake. There's the MMD creams that are, I guess, knockoffs, but they seem really cool, honestly. Um, so specifically about this is that a lot of people have been saying, yeah, of course, you know, it's kind of the thing that's hyped per se because of the Tifu thing and like you know, uh, but I will say that I feel like maybe it's a little hated on because it's popular at the same time. Um, I think it kind of fits a niche, but it shouldn't be as mainstream as it is, maybe per se. There are way smoother stock, and they're probably the sound isn't for many people. For example, it's a very clacky switch. When the trend nowadays is more thought oriented, right? So, um, first, what are my thoughts on him? Novel Keys Creams in 2022? Seriously? Why did I get freaking Novel Keys Cream? Well, you know, I kind of, it is a popular Switch. I kind of want to try it out. And I'm actually a pretty, you know, I kind of dig the interesting sound that it does have. Because, honestly, there's not much that has the exact same sound and that you get from a Novel Keys Creams, per se. There are, like, what, the other competitors, like, I think, Duar Palms and yada yada. MMD Creams, of course, now. And other, of course, Switches. But, you know, there's a sound that people, like I saw a lot of people rank this as very bad just because of the stock performance and just because, you know, yeah, but it all comes down to preference and what you want your build to sound like mostly. And I will say that, like, I saw a tier list where someone put it at S too, because they really like the sound that it has, and it does have a unique sound. And that's one thing I could say is, of course, all preference. I will say that what you're getting here is not a good experience per se. Like, even like the J-Wicks that I had on before were definitely way smoother. And like this is the most pinginess I've had. Like, especially like, it's kind of like, I bet it's hard to hear on camera, but like, especially the backspace is pingy here. And as the first it runs, I guess, that's like the most Switch ping I've ever heard, man. And it's definitely not something I'm used to. But I will say that it's definitely something that I feel like a lot of people complain maybe obsessively about. Yes, maybe beginners should not get this, but like maybe it's not. I wouldn't say it's a complete dog watered Switch, you know. It's not very premium out of the box per se, but it's something that I could you know, yeah, I don't mind a little bit of tinkering. Like, I got lube right here. I have two kinds of lube. But you know, it's not something I could you know, it's just, yeah, I'm completely satisfied with my purchase here, and I can't wait to, I'm literally just doing this sound test now so I could film these and lube these, you know. I get to try these, and then I'll see how I like it, if I'll actually think it's worth. But the stock appearance so far, it's unique. A lot of people, like, scratchiness isn't actually really inherently bad for everyone, because there's something like, scratchiness has a unique sound, and scratchiness has a, you know, a specific, like, not everyone wants the smoothest as possible, right? Like, people like the scratchiness. It's like, yeah, that's not something that's uncommon, right? So, but I guess, in my opinion, for the stock experience now, it's a bit too pinginess to really satisfy. Like, that's the only sound that I'm really getting here for, is pinginess, rather than a nicer scratchy sound. So I don't think it's a really best for that. I will say that it's pretty comfortable for me to type on in terms of spring weight and overall feel. But that's, of course, very preferential, spring weight and stuff like that. Yeah, I forgot everything else. I forgot. Is it long pull even? I don't even know. It's a very loud Switch, though, I will say. It's not. After going back from my other smoother Switches, it's definitely something that stands out. Is just how, I guess, is when you have better Switches and you go back to this, it's definitely something that, you know, you have to really, that comes to your mind, per se. Do I recommend this in 2022? Maybe not, but unless you have to really be thinking about your purchases here. Because there were some people, like that one guy I saw who made the tier list, who really liked this clacky, creamy sound. So, if you're one of those people who, like, really dig this sound, and I recommend listening to a lot of sound tests, because that's why I'm actually gonna fucking use one edit in this video, and that's gonna be putting two clips together. And That's the only reason. That's why. Because I gotta give an example of two like of just because desk, like even me having it on a bare desk changes stuff. Me having it on my Zoom 65, and my desk being thinner and not on a desk mat. That definitely all changes the sound too. Also, these cherry keycaps and their PBT. So there's so much big factors you have to really take into consideration of your setup. And but after doing that, this is definitely a Switch that you can get. Although, don't get it just because of the hype that it once had that it does not have anymore. Yeah. And I recommend, of course, listening to more experienced people other than me, because I don't know my things. I've literally been out of this hobby for like years. So that's it. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Novel Keys X Kale Creams. Do I recommend? As with everything, it depends.